Hello everyone, welcome to English at Work in Asia's live session. Welcome from Hong Kong, it's early evening here. Thanks for joining us from all over the world. Today we're very excited to have Miss Maggie Chang with us.
Hello, James.
Hello,
nice to meet
Maggie.
you.
Thank you. She's a Hong Kong cable TV host, trilingual MC and DJ. Having graduated from here, the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, she's since gone on to a career spanning a wide variety of media in the Hong Kong entertainment industry. So, thank you so much for coming here today.
Thanks for inviting. It's my pleasure.
And coming here to share your experience.
Yeah. I'll try my best to share a little bit.
Well, I'm sure the students are eager to hear more from you, so over to you, please, Maggie. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Maggie. I guess people know me from the radio station, originally like 10 years ago, and now maybe on TV, and most of them know me by my Chinese artist name, Maggie, instead of Maggie.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. They usually don't know my real Chinese name, but only know my so-called nickname.
Right,
Because
okay.
in Hong Kong, I don't know in other countries, but in Hong Kong radio station, we used to have a nickname that let the audience to recognize us, especially the voice and the name, link them together easily.
Smart. That's very smart.
Yeah. That's why my nickname Maggie is actually from my English name Maggie.
Right.
The pronunciation is similar. Yeah, and I'm working now in cable TV, as James has just mentioned, and also actually I'm a singer and I'm a writer, and I always go to different schools like universities to share something like make dreams come true.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So you're a very busy lady, so thank you again for sparing the time.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
All right, well, thanks for that introduction. Let's move to the questions and start with the first question for me. How did you link your academic qualifications with your position in the entertainment industry today?
Actually, many people would think that, oh, you're in the entertainment field, you don't really need to study a lot. You don't really need an education qualification. So what's the point of having a bachelor's degree and even a master's degree?
Right.
But I totally disagree with that.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's not about in which field you are in, but you're as a person. I want to upgrade, I would say, upgrade myself.
Yes.
But I truly think that my academic qualification helps a lot with my career, because I try to recall my memories when I was in the radio station. I would say that I was the only DJ that my boss would nominate to interview the stars, the singers overseas, like Westlife, like Boyzone, Katy Perry, Leah Dizon, Susan Boyle, etc.
That's a fantastic opportunity to meet a wide range of people.
To me, it's really fantastic.
Yes.
And I was really glad that my boss trusted me because of my English ability. Usually people would think that, in the radio station, not every DJ would speak fluent English. Yeah, I agree that to a certain extent. So with my English ability, not very good, but just among the pool, maybe a little bit better than the other DJs. That's why I still think that my academic qualification helps a lot that widen my horizons.
Can I follow that up? I mean, did you always plan to have a career in the entertainment industry? Was that your goal, or when did you decide? How did you decide?
This is a very good question. Many people think that I planned to enter this field, but the truth is the opposite.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I would say I originally thought I would be a doctor. But until I was in secondary form 4, I knew that I can't, because I've chosen the art stream.
Right, it's a bit difficult then.
Yeah. And then I started to think maybe I'll be a teacher. Yeah, but very soon when I just entered PolyU, I think year 1.
Right.
There are a lot of singing contests in this school.
I found so still now, yes.
I joined them, and then I met a classmate, and he brought me to an organization that allows us to learn singing. And I joined because I think, it's okay, we are still so young, I'll try everything I can. And then I started my life to join many different singing contests in Hong Kong, around Hong Kong. There are thousands of singing contests in
Yes,
Hong Kong. I have no
absolutely.
idea why is it.
Well, Hong Kong
that
people
many?
love singing.
Love singing a
Karaoke
lot.
is so popular,
Yeah, yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? Yes.
And it's really lucky that I joined the singing contest and I can get into the final stage. And sometimes I won. Yeah, so it's like maybe I would say God has planned my
Right.
the route. Yeah, and until in the one singing contest which is co-organized by New Way Karaoke and
Yes.
Metro Radio,
Right,
which
yes,
is a
indeed.
little bit larger scale, larger scale. And my boss was one of the judges. After the singing contest, I didn't win. I was not
Right.
the third, not even the third, yeah, not the first three. And then he assigned a colleague, which is also a DJ,
Right.
to the backstage and asked whether you are interested in joining a training course.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. That's
So
wonderful.
at that time, I would say, of course, it's free of charge, and it's you who want me to join. So I joined, and it's really lucky that finally I was picked to be a DJ in a radio station. And after 2 months, I've got my own radio program.
So
And
that
then,
went very fast.
yeah,
Your own
very
radio
fast.
went
And
very
I would
fast.
say I'm very lucky. And at that time, I was still studying year 1 in PolyU, and Metro Radio is in Whampoa, which is 20 minutes walk from school. So
Right.
every day after the lesson, I would just run back to the radio station and start my program. Yeah, it's really challenging years.
Right, okay, so all the doors opened at PolyU with the singing competition.
yeah.
When you first started out in the entertainment industry and did not have much working experience, how did you highlight your skills, I think?
Highlight my skills. Actually, I didn't really highlight it, but people can observe it.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
can observe your skills, and I maybe because I have not much working experience, so I would try everything. I don't mind people maybe so-called using me. Maybe I'm doing something I don't like, but I still do. I would try
Yes.
because I'm still young.
Right.
I'll just listen to my colleagues' instruction, and I'll just follow the instruction, and I find that really I learn a lot from
So
all those.
really, you're just giving it a go. You
Yeah,
were
yeah,
young,
yeah.
you felt you weren't quite sure, but there was an opportunity and just gave it a go.
Opportunities. Yeah, I always grab it because
Right, yes.
opportunities are not a lot, but when
Yeah.
they pass by, just
Right.
grab it.
Understand. Right,
Yeah.
well, that's great advice. Thank you very much. I mean, the next question I think you've already answered, but let's see if we can develop. Do you think those strategies could be applied to different fields?
Yeah, because entertainment field is a little bit different and special from all the other occupation, I would say. But other occupation, maybe I would say that's more normal application. I would say that you can still use these skills.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I always think that opportunities are only available for those who are ready. So you have to always equip yourself. Yeah, I guess.
Right, all
Yeah,
right,
yes.
thank you. We have a live question from Jessie in Macau. And she asks, if I sent out a CV for a position and don't have any reply, what would you do?
No any reply.
I suppose it's like if you're applying for a number of jobs, you know, it's very, very competitive, you just hear nothing. Is there any advice to stop getting dispirited or getting down?
I think I would evaluate what happened to my CV.
Right.
If I've already sent out like 10, 20, 30 CVs, but not even one reply, there must be a reason. Yeah, maybe you have to fine-tune your CV or find some experts or
Right.
specialists to take a look at your CV. Maybe there is something missing, or maybe sometimes you send out a CV, but that job is actually not expecting you as the candidate. So you have to evaluate
Sell yourself.
it.
Really.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we have a question a little bit later. Well, we can ask it now about a CV, if that's okay. So the question is, which section of your CV did you spend the most time editing?
Yeah.
And why? And did you, or how can you, should you change your CV from one job to another, do you think?
The most editing part is the experience part.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure for other occupation, but for me, I still need to do a CV. Yeah, but we don't call it a CV, but we call it a portfolio.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So
because
is there a big difference, do you think?
Yeah, I guess it's different because I always put a lot of photos in my portfolio. My clients need to see the photos. They need to
Right.
see your appearance.
Mhm.
Yeah, the maybe what jobs have you done? Whether the client of your jobs are were renowned one.
Right.
Yeah, an international brand, and what outfit would you wear on the stage? That's why it's a little bit different. But I always update my portfolio monthly.
Right.
Yeah, because
Right,
every
that's
month
all
you have got some new jobs or with a greater brand. I'll just add in to add value to the portfolio.
I suppose it's selling yourself, really, isn't it? I think this is the
Yeah.
key when you make a CV or anything. You're going out
Yeah.
there to show what you have. Um, let's move on to a question about fresh graduates, just graduated, and they want to pursue a career in a field unrelated to their studies. Do you think if you've done something like you said you wanted to become a doctor or someone else, and then say you've done a BA in business, but you want to move into the entertainment field or you want to move into another field, is that going to be a problem, do you think?
No problem at all. You can see I'm doing very good now. No problem, because as a fresh graduate, although you major in major in English, but I may not want to be a teacher teaching English.
Right.
I guess it's all about the system in Hong Kong education systems. Sometimes we enter that major is not according to our will.
Right.
Because of the mechanism that you are pushed to.
Yes,
this
like you
field.
said, you were in the arts stream, but you wanted to become a doctor, and so
Yeah.
you have to choose in Hong Kong
Yeah,
between
sometimes
the
it's
arts and the sciences.
it's not what
yes.
you want. So as a fresh grad, you just try, just do what you encounter. Yeah, yeah, just try it, because if you don't try, you never know whether it's what you want. Yeah,
All right.
whether you're suitable or not.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Let's look at the other side. There's some graduates, or seem to be graduates, that know what they want to do. We have the other side. A lot of young people are still young. It's difficult to decide what they want to do at that time. So, is there any advice you could give final year students or fresh graduates who are still unsure of their future career?
As what I've just mentioned, like just try. And I actually want to give a suggestion to not only final year students or fresh grads, but also the year 1 and year 2 students.
Right,
yeah,
right.
You can try to fully utilize your summer holiday to
that's
do
excellent.
some summer jobs. And
Summer's just around the corner. Yes,
yeah, and maybe just go ahead for the internship. I remember I did a summer job in HR department of a company when I was maybe secondary 7. After
Oh, right.
back then still have Form 7. I know
Yes.
now we don't
yes,
have.
yes.
That's my only summer job. But
Right.
I learned a lot from that. And after that job, I know I don't like that position.
Right. What sort of thing, could you remember anything specific that you learnt a lot from, or was there anything special you could share?
Yeah, because at that time you're just a teenager entering an HR department. You have no idea what's HR is about.
Right.
Yeah, and just learn from the colleagues, then even from the very easy jobs like using a photocopier machine. I really didn't know how to do it.
Right.
But then I tried to learn and I became an expert of it when I left that company after 2 months. Yeah. And also the documents, you have no idea how important the documents are to a company, especially to the HR department.
Right.
Yeah. I just opened the shelf. I found that, even the boss documents is there. I can know how much he earn. So it's really interesting, and I know how to do the filing.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, maybe people would think that it's a very minor stuff, but then when it accumulates, it adds value to yourself.
So it's all practical skills that you can add value to when you're applying for a certain position, right? Okay. We have a question from Vietnam.
Wow.
I think it's now. Forgive my pronunciation. My Vietnamese isn't very good. I'm sorry. Terman Nguyen, I think it is. My apologies if the name is right. Sorry. And who says, "I'm studying chemical engineering, but I want to work in marketing. Any advice?"
Marketing is a very tough job. Yeah.
What makes it so tough, do you think?
Because it's a little bit different from advertising field, because if you work in advertising field, people would just pay you and you do the commercial
Right.
for them and a poster, whatever, and then give them. If they're okay, then fine.
Right.
But for marketing, it's a little bit different because marketing, if you work in that field, you have to use your network.
Yes.
You have to help your clients to think ways how to promote their products, maybe free of charge, or using your network to extend the, I mean, how to say, extend I would say
the appeal?
yeah. That maybe extend the appearance.
Oh, the appearance, right? Yes,
appearance,
yeah.
Right. Appearance of it, and as I can see that my marketing friends are all having OTs almost every day.
Right, so you have to work very hard, everyone, if you want to go into marketing.
Yeah, and especially if that marketing company also do events.
Right.
Yeah,
yes.
events is even more torturing because
Right.
I do a lot of MC jobs.
And they're in the
events.
evenings and in the weekends, I
Yeah.
suppose.
My role is really comfy because the marketing colleagues would serve me
Right,
really
okay, I
well.
see.
But then when I see them, wow, what happened to your panda eyes? Yeah, I haven't slept for like 3 days, 3 nights, just focusing on the events. Yeah.
I suppose it's important to learn the ropes right from the word go. Is it to have it right from the word go?
Yeah. They learned a lot, but it's really tough. I guess, is that a girl or a boy?
I don't know.
I
Sarah,
don't know.
is it?
Yeah, but I guess it's really good for a boy to enter a marketing field because
Oh, right, why is that?
because most people working in marketing field is girls.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
and I think this field really needs some male
Right,
to
okay.
balance.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So then, any guys out there, there's a good chance for you to go into marketing. All right, thanks very much. That's a great question. All right, let's move on to a little bit like a question a bit further on. So it says, what was your first job application like for your first job, and what is it like now? I don't know if that applies to you specifically, because I think you were approached after you did the singing competition, but did you actually make a formal application
Yeah.
for your position?
Before entering the radio station.
Right,
Yeah, I
okay.
did, and I even got the Recruit magazine and the Job Market magazine from the MTR station.
Oh right, yeah, that's handed out here in Hong Kong every
Yeah.
week, I think. Yes.
Yeah. I wrote the application letter and also the CV. My first job application is the HR position I mentioned.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So.
I
suppose one of the things, if you could look back when you wrote that application, with the experience you have now, would you change that application? It's hard to remember, maybe.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard. It's many years ago. But then I remember I did quite well in the interview. Actually,
right, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wore really properly, but I didn't really have a suit, executive look. I wasn't. Yeah, I just wore a white shirt and a gray dress and an interview for like only 10 minutes.
Right.
And they said, okay, we'll hire you.
Right. So it's very much
immediately.
what you were wearing, and
Yeah.
and how did you know instinctively what to wear? Did you take advice?
Not really. I just try to find from my wardrobe that
Right.
the simplest color. They're just white, just gray, just make
Right.
it simple
Yes.
and clean with clean hair.
Right.
Yeah,
I think
decent look.
It's good advice, isn't it? I
Yeah.
think try and match the expectation of the company or what they're going to.
Yeah. And
what
I've
people wear.
jot down my expertise, yeah, my education level, yeah, and I just try to show my sincerity in the interview. Yeah.
All right, great, thanks. Let's. The MOOC is international, and we have a couple of questions here. One, Penny from Namibia, and Sean from Argentina. So it shows the MOOC is worldwide, truly worldwide.
Yeah.
And they both ask this question: how can candidates make their CV stand out when there are dozens or even hundreds or even more these days of other applicants and only 30 seconds eyeball time, they're saying?
Sometimes less than 30 seconds.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I suppose the HR manager, whoever's looking, has this pile quickly going
Yeah.
through. So any advice you could give here?
Yeah.
Maggie?
I mentioned I worked in the HR department for
Yes.
2
Oh, right.
months.
So you're some expert here.
Yeah, at that time, my boss would ask me, because we received a lot of letters every day that applying for jobs. My boss would ask me to open the envelope, throw away the envelope, and make the paper originally is like this, just unfold it.
Right.
And then she would say that, okay, you help me to screen. Yeah, I was just somewhere job helper.
So you already were being asked to screen.
Yeah, I
That's
need
amazing.
to screen out some qualifications that she doesn't care about.
Right.
Yeah, so I always just throw away. Yeah, without a glance. Not 30 seconds, but only 3 seconds. Oh, bye.
So they didn't have the specific academic qualifications, would that be right? Okay.
And sometimes if the application with a photo would help.
Right.
Yeah, a photo with a smart looking, of course. Yeah, she would
Dress appropriately.
Yeah, she would spend 5 more seconds looking at the application.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so
would you recommend, I mean, not only in your industry, but generally you'd recommend that people put a photo?
yeah, to me, I think it's really important.
Why? What difference does it make, do you feel?
We're just human. Human always judge a person by appearance.
Yes,
this
sure.
is so true.
Yes.
Don't lie to yourself. And if I don't know you at all and just by your words, it's really difficult to see whether I really need this person. And the boss would like to shorten the time or just save his or her time to invite a candidate with a really unacceptable looking to spend time with you, talking to you. They don't want to do it at all.
Right.
So if you are smart looking, why don't you just have a passport photo here?
Right.
Passport photo only, but not those
Not those awful passport
not
photos,
fancy
sorry.
photos. No, not those selfie. No, please.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
only passport photo, decent one.
And I suppose it's worth, if you can afford it, getting it professionally taken. Not
Yeah,
very
of course.
expensive, but one
Yeah,
of
yeah.
those
Not
shops.
not only in your bed at home,
Yes,
not that
yes.
kind.
So it's against making the appearance. All right.
Yeah.
Do you think it's important to include online courses in your CV? We have Ashay Rama asked this
Okay.
question.
Online courses. Why
so-
not?
Yes.
Yeah,
so like the
you-
MOOC is an online
Of
course.
course, you've
yeah,
taken a course. Of course, you need to include it, but you need to think whether the job you're applying needs your qualification in the course. Yeah, if you're having an online cooking course, then it may not be applicable to your job.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
it
right.
depends on your online course.
Do you think it's worth including the online course, even if it isn't relevant, to show that you're educating yourself, or do you think that's just wasting a potential employer's time?
I guess it's all about the proportion.
Right.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. You may add 1 or 2 about your cooking course, but not all those cooking course, but you're applying for an HR job is totally irrelevant, and you just let the boss see that, okay, you don't know what you're doing. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, we have a question from Hong Kong's just popped
Oh,
up here. So
hi.
Kathy Lee, welcome. Thanks for your question. I have the right qualification but lacking Cantonese language skills. How can someone overcome this in Hong Kong? This is specific to Hong Kong, so just a bit of background if you're not watching in Hong Kong. There are 2 official languages, Cantonese and English, but you equally need, for most jobs, Cantonese is of course the most important, which is Chinese, most important language, as
Yeah.
well as English.
Yeah, but I really don't think it's a problem.
Right, okay.
Yeah, if your Cantonese is not really good, and from the first moment your boss hires you, he or she knows it already.
Right.
Yeah, you can take some time to sharpen your skill, but I don't think it's really a problem. If you have time to sharpen your language skill, I would prefer you sharpen your Mandarin,
Oh, right, right.
Yeah,
Why'd you say that, Maggie?
yeah, Cantonese, of course, is the mother tongue in Hong Kong.
Yes.
But then, if you want to be, you want to add value to your language skills. Putonghua is getting more important in Hong Kong
Yes.
and in the mainland China.
Yes.
And it's really true that there are a lot of opportunities in the mainland China now.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, if you really want to sharpen your language skills, maybe you spend a little bit more time on Putonghua learning. It may be more beneficial to
Yes,
you.
because in the mainland, Mandarin is the Chinese,
Yeah.
the official Chinese, whereas here in Hong Kong, Cantonese is spoken quite different from Mandarin, I can
Yeah.
hear. So, all right. Let's move on. I think we'll have a look at 14. I'm not sure. I don't think we've covered this. But what advice would you give who are considering a complete change of career?
It depends on.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it's more difficult the older you are?
Yeah, I think
Right.
so. So if you want to have a career, do it when you're younger. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Now wants to start again. Do you have any advice? I suppose this follows on, as you say, the older people want a complete change of career. This is slightly different, I think. But do employers view career breaks in a negative like, do you think?
I guess I want to ask Camilla, why is there a career break? Because of your pregnancy, or you're just feeling very tired with your job?
Right.
Yeah, it depends on the reason.
Oh, I see. Apparently she went travelling.
Traveling,
that's
wow.
great. I wonder where did you go? It sounds exciting.
Oh, yeah, 3 years traveling. I want to do that as well.
Oh, sorry, did some freelance. We're sure did some freelance work maybe to finance travel. I think it's great though to go travelling. It's a fantastic opportunity.
Yeah.
But do you think that presents? So if people do take a career break and want to go travelling,
Yeah.
does that? How is that viewed? Do you think? How would it be viewed in your industry? Do you think?
I always envy people can do that kind of traveling. I always want to do that as well.
Yes, me too.
But, yeah, but I can't give up your jobs quite frequently if you really think that the current job is not suitable. But if you are already like 40 or 50 in the entertainment field, yeah. So if I give up, I just leave Hong Kong for 6 months. I don't think my radio station still needs me because I'm so green.
Right,
yeah,
I understand.
You're nothing.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah, so I gave that up. But now when I recall memories, I really regret.
yes.
Yeah, so I really hope that I can do that kind of traveling.
Yeah.
But if you want to start again, I don't think it's really a problem because you have widened your horizons during the 3 years of traveling.
Yes,
Many potential boss may want to hire you to see how different you are.
Indeed, yeah. Especially
Yeah.
stand out. I mean, it's all about the constant theme, I think, about selling yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose you'd stand out. And I think going travelling, maybe you travelled all over the world, Camilla, I don't know, but you could certainly sell that aspect, I guess. And that would make you very attractive to a potential employer when you want to get back into the job market again. All right. Oh, we have something. Let's go back to CVs if we can.
Okay.
Maggie. So, Abdul Jabbar asks, is it important to include the career summary or future goal in your CV? What do you think?
I think career summary, yeah, but do you really need a very detailed one? I doubt. Yeah.
Why do you think that, Maggie?
Because from your CV, there's a whole column listing your experience. And I think if it's clearly shown, your potential boss can have a look really easily already. I don't think you really need a paragraph to summarize it.
Right, okay.
It's not really essential, I would say. But future goal, I think it's good to add a few lines.
Right.
Yeah, to let your potential employer to know that what's your vision.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really important for.
How would you have done this if you think of it before you started out? Would you say I wanted to? What would you say? My future goal is to own the radio station, or to own to be the CEO of TVB, or something like that? Would you?
I didn't really add the future goal in my CV because I don't really need a CV to enter the entertainment field.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. And I didn't add the future goal in my CV when I applied for the HR position as well.
Right, I see.
I didn't know I can't do that because at that moment. But if you have this thought about the future goal, I would recommend you to add a few lines. Yeah, because sometimes the boss would want to know what's your goal in maybe the coming 3 to 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can add a few lines.
All right. Kathy Lee she asked the earlier question about learning Cantonese skills, and you were saying Mandarin, Putonghua is perhaps getting more important here. But she's actually come back to us. Thank you, Kathy, for following along. She has no Cantonese skills, but she's looking for a job in Hong Kong which requires it. We're interested, which job would that be, actually, Kathy, if you let us know. But any advice you could say? I suppose take some language courses?
Yeah. If you have no language Cantonese skills at all, but you are looking for a job which requires it?
Yes. I think there are a number of jobs, aren't there? I don't know. It'd be
Yeah.
interesting to see, Kathy, maybe you could let us know the specific field you're interested in. But some do need Cantonese skills. I suppose the best thing would just say language courses, try and talk to people on a voluntary basis.
It's really contradictory because you don't know Cantonese, but you are applying some jobs which requires it. Why don't you just choose some jobs that don't really require
Right, maybe that's the best.
Cantonese
Yes,
skills?
yes.
Yeah, maybe some banking jobs or international brand. They
Yes,
don't really need that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's talk maybe few philosophical questions, Maggie. This is one here. So, looking back, what advice would you give yourself as a fresh graduate?
Wow.
Generally, both from a career or personal, if you don't mind sharing that with us.
Okay. What advice? I actually, I love my choice. Actually, I don't think it has any problem, and as a fresh grad, I really think that just try whatever you encounter.
Yes.
As long as it's something appropriate. Yeah. No regret. Is
But
what
did you ever see yourself on the radio when you were younger? I mean, you said you
Never.
started off the PolyU singing competition that took
Yeah.
wider, and then you were noticed
Yeah.
by a radio executive.
Yeah.
When you never thought of going on the radio.
Never.
Right.
Never. Even in the moment I entered, I still doubt whether I should be a DJ.
Right.
It's really weird because I joined a lot of singing contests.
So you love singing.
Maybe
yeah.
I should be a singer instead. Why am I now a DJ? I asked that question at the
Right.
moment. Yeah, but still I think as long as I encounter this opportunity, just grab it. You never know the next step. And I entered the field and I found that, wow, I can really do that. I'm really capable.
Did you ever hesitate when you had the opportunity? Did you ever hesitate and say it
never
wasn't you,
hesitate.
or you were absolutely confident from the word go, that, or you were determined to give it a go?
I think it's all about my personality. Even
Yes.
at this moment, if I can see a chance, I would just grab it. I feel confident. I'll just try. If I can't commit, or if I can't do that well, this fact told me that I can't do this, so I
Right.
give up. But if I've never tried it, I don't want to be regret when I'm 50 or 60, when I look back, just like your question, looking back. Yeah, no regret is really important.
I think the thing, yes, is have a go, isn't it? There's nothing to lose by having a go, because even
Yeah.
if it doesn't work out, you can say, well, you tried, it wasn't for you, and then you could try the next thing. But always have a go, no matter if you don't have the confidence, you don't have the personality. I guess. All right. Some great questions coming in from all over the world, actually. This one, Sean from. If we go back to see, we keep mentioning CVs, and of course it's so important part of the MOOC. Sean from Argentina asks about online profiles. Can you add music to attract attention? You mentioned pictures, very important. Passport photos, but not the normal passport photos, good passport photos. Do you think music is a good idea, or would it be a distraction, too much of a distraction, do you think? I haven't heard of this. It's a good idea.
Yeah,
It sounds
it's really
interesting.
good
It sounds
idea.
interesting, actually, yes.
But it is really subjective to the boss. Maybe it depends on what job you're applying.
Yes.
If you're applying some really senior post or international brand, you may have to really consider whether the
Yes.
boss would think it is appropriate.
Right.
But if you're applying some jobs like mine,
Yes.
yeah, more fun, fancy one, you can always add, but you need to still choose the appropriate music.
Yes, yes.
Not those heavy metal.
Not heavy metal or hard rock.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So I think yes. So I think it's a really interesting point. It's one that occurred to me before doing this, actually, the music. And again, it's, I suppose, relevant to the job. If it's
Yeah.
in your line of work, it's perhaps more suitable. If it's
Yeah.
international banking, I don't know.
Yeah,
So-
or maybe when you choose the job, if maybe there are some lyrics matches with your profile or with
Yes.
the company,
Yes.
that may add value.
That's a great
Yeah.
idea. So it's kind of what music matches your personality, but again, sorry, hard rock fans, probably not suitable for an online.
Yeah. Maybe you can choose, if that company had some TVC before, you can choose the TVC theme song as the background music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have a question that's very common. I would like your take on it, Maggie. So, this person says, being a fresh graduate and having no work experience, how can one showcase academic accomplishments to employers who prefer experience? We always have this, I can't get a job without experience, but I can't get experience without a job, kind of vicious circle. Anything you can advise here, do you think?
At the moment that your potential employer look at your CV and your age and your year of graduation, he or she already knows that you have no experience. So if he or she still choose you or still invite you for the interview, that
Yes.
means that experience isn't that really important at
Yeah.
that moment. Yeah,
Understand,
you may have other expertise or other advantages that she can look at.
Yes.
Or she focus. So I don't think it's really a problem as long as he or she gives you a chance.
Yes.
Just go ahead.
Selling yourself again.
Yeah.
I suppose what you've done at university, other activities or extracurricular activities and so on and so forth. All right. I can ask you a personal question again, please, about, I don't know, this one down here. It says, what was a hard lesson for you to learn? Do you have a story to share that taught you a lesson?
Yeah.
It's quite a hard question.
Because it's entertainment field, most people would think that it's a little bit more complicated than other jobs or other fields, and that's quite true, I would say. Yeah, although all jobs have their difficulties or gossiping things, but in my field, people are more realistic, I would say.
All right, what do you mean by that, Maggie?
Because I always need to face or encounter some reporters, the entertainment reporters. If you're not famous,
Right.
or at that moment you don't have news value, they would just ignore you or even tell you to walk away, walk aside. Yeah, don't stand here and block the way.
Right.
Yeah, it's quite rude, I would say. At the very beginning, I really took some time to overcome that. Yeah, because I was just a little potato, a little DJ, and just a fresh grad. How come you treat me like that? But very soon I get used to it. And
How did you overcome this, though? Because it must have been quite a dent in your confidence, really,
yeah.
express it like that. Being told, oh no, get out the way, you're not important.
Yeah. Actually, that's a quite important to me, because when I face that kind of rudeness, I tell myself that one day you dare not to do that to me.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
I told
right,
myself at that
yes,
moment. Yeah, I just try my best, because I understand that you are working and I'm working as well. Sometimes I just ignore, and I would just encourage myself that I can do better.
Right.
Yeah, and luckily now they are not doing that rude to me anymore. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I suppose it's to develop, to say in English, develop a thick skin, isn't it? Don't let yourself, though it's easy to sit here and say this, but don't let yourself be upset, and sort of don't take it personally, even though perhaps they mean it personally.
Yeah.
All right. Couple of other questions, and I don't know whether this applies, but maybe you could give your opinion. We talked about Hong Kong is very much an international city with people from many, many different nationalities and cultures working here. It's a very exciting place. Do you think there are any things you could think about, big cultural shocks to someone coming to work here or in Asia? How could they prepare themselves for that? So if they're from Europe or Africa or other place, South America. Any thoughts?
I think even for Hong Kong people, they encounter the same problem.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
We can see that in these past 10 years, really a lot of mainlanders enter Hong Kong.
Right.
Yeah, and pick your opportunities in terms of job or education. Yeah, that's a reality. That's a fact.
Yeah. So as the Chinese market is growing, there's a lot more competition. As a lot of mainland Chinese use their opportunity to come to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So of course the competition is increasing.
Yeah. Although we always see the news, there are quite a number of negative news from those mainland China people, but it's undoubtedly that those mainlanders with education qualification, they are really smart. Yeah, they are really hardworking.
Right. So very, very stiff competition.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
They work really hard. Sometimes I look at them, I find that, wow, no wonder you're that successful. When you come to Hong Kong, you pick all our opportunities. I understand. Of course, there are some negative people with some negative personality. I admit that.
Yes.
But for the younger generations, they are really good at, no matter their language skills, they speak really fluent English.
Right, okay.
Yeah, of course, the Mandarin, their mother tongue, and they try really hard on the Cantonese as well, and sometimes Japanese.
Right, okay, so selling themselves again, really.
Yeah, and they work really hard, and they don't really mind doing something you may say that, oh, I don't want to do that, I'm a university student. They don't mind that.
Right.
With that package, there's a reason why they succeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I suppose take advantage of any opportunities that come, really.
Yeah.
And even if you don't feel that's what you want to do, try it, like you said.
Yeah.
Sell yourself again
Yeah.
all the time.
So we have to learn from them in that sense.
Yes. Yeah. I suppose the internet's a great resource as well for finding out about different places.
Yeah.
All right. I have a question here. I think is it Crucian? Sorry if you forgive my pronunciation if it's wrong, Crucian. Christian wants to know if you have any advice for applying for PhD. I'm not sure you do, but I got PhD level jobs different from other jobs. So we know you have a master's. So you recommended earlier that you think even in your industry you think it's important to have a bachelor degree and a master's degree. Would you go on to do a PhD?
I really need some time to consider because I found it very difficult to finish my master's degree.
Right.
Just last year.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the difficulty, did you find? Like?
When I was doing my dissertation, I was just like going to hell, to heaven, to hell, to heaven for many times. Yeah, and I struggled for more than half year on that dissertation.
Do you think that was because of the academic difficulty, or do you think it was because you were combining your job and working? You say you worked sometimes long hours, peak times.
Yeah,
with,
yeah, that's a very important reason. And one of the reasons is almost all of my classmates in that, because I study applied linguistics.
Right.
And most of them are teachers. Yeah,
Right,
they are teaching in secondary school or even tertiary institutes.
Right.
Yeah, but to me, I'm just a TV host, and even my professor asked the question that why do you pick our course? It's totally unrelated to your job.
Yes, that's a good question. Sounds a good question. What was your answer?
Because I want because I love.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really study for my job.
Right.
I study for myself.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's really.
But did you find that? I mean, you're very, very busy. You're developing your career, but you still were determined to make time and study just something that interested you.
Yeah. Yeah, and because no regret is really important to me. And when I was doing the dissertation, it requires quite a lot of experience in the education field.
Right.
Yeah, my classmates, of course, they have a lot because they are doing this daily. But to me, I've no teaching experience except those tutorial class when we have many years ago, but that doesn't count. Yeah, so it's.
So
really
how did you
difficult.
if your skills from the entertainment industry to help you there?
I didn't really use my experience in the entertainment field.
Right. Okay.
I just imagine if I'm a teacher, how would I do that?
Right. All right. Let's go back to CVs if we can. I think we're moving around a bit, but that's because there's various questions coming in. One perhaps we discussed earlier before, but we could develop more. How would you differentiate between an effective and an ineffective CV?
Last week, my friend told me because he is a boss.
Right.
Yeah, of a company, and he told me that I just received a CV because he is hiring a secretary. And in that CV, he looked at the experience part. This person worked in different fast food shops in Hong Kong.
Right.
But he's not working in the office of the fast food shop, but in the shop, at the shop.
Oh, right. Goodness, so directly serving the customer.
Yeah. Then he would say, how come he need to spend the stamp to send me this CV? It's totally useless. Yeah, so I think that it's an ineffective one. Yeah, because you're applying that job, but your experience is not related to that job at all, and the boss would just throw you away the CV immediately.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So to have an effective one, you have to change a bit of your CV according to the job you apply, but not one CV to 100 jobs.
Yes.
Yeah. So try to make it effective by impressing your boss that you are doing something related and you can do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Make it specific for
Yeah.
that. I think one good thing I try and tell my students also, see what you think, Maggie, is to look at your application from the employer's point of view. I think many students tend to be, well, I like to work, or I want to do this, or I can do this. But I think I ask them to say, well, why should they choose you instead of 100 people like you? So maybe do you think that's a good idea?
Yeah. Write your CV as if you are the boss.
Right.
Yeah, then you can think in his shoes.
Right. All right. I think we could move on. I think we've asked you this question here, the biggest culture shock, because you talked about millennials coming in. I suppose the internet is the best way to sort of prepare, be open-minded, and so on and so forth. All right. I'm sure there's many people here, Maggie, who are also interested in a career in the radio, in the media, and so on. Is there any specific advice you could give them? They're interested. So if I was a lot younger, and I wanted
no, you can still try.
I still could try. Yeah, if I wanted to, of course, I love my teaching career. But if I wanted to go on the radio, for example, and become a DJ, what would you advise young people?
Okay, first, you don't really need money. Then you can go to be a DJ. If you
don't need money.
you
people don't need money.
Yeah,
That's great news. Whoa,
you're
that's
a
good
little
news.
bit rich, or your family can support your living, then you can try to go ahead.
Right, okay. That's good if you're rich, okay, or a little bit rich, okay.
Yeah, that's our in-jokes all the time. Because if you're just being a DJ in a radio station, the salary is limited. As it's well known, everyone knows it.
Yes.
How we can earn the money is you are a DJ here, using your name as a DJ to earn money outside, just like doing jobs, MC jobs, singing jobs, doing BCs, or that kind of job, but not only in the radio station. But although this is the joke is about the money, but I still think it's a really good experience to work in the radio station. If I'm not a DJ, I can't sing because I had my own a solo song back in 4 years ago.
Right. Wow,
yeah, and
fantastic.
I wrote 3 books.
Ooh.
Yeah, because
where did you find all this time, Maggie? Very, very busy.
Time, you can always squeeze the time if you really want to do
Maybe
that.
Effective time management as well.
Yeah. I can wrote books, then I can be a writer. Yeah, and I can do MC jobs, then I become a master of ceremonies.
Right.
Yeah. So I still think if you want to be a DJ, just go ahead, because in that small radio station you can find a lot of opportunities.
Right.
And you never know finally which route you would choose.
And is it similar to MC jobs? Were they easy to get? Are there many MC jobs, or is there extreme competition, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's really keen competition. Yeah, and I can only say I'm really lucky that I got jobs from time to time regularly.
Right. And how did you do that? Did you build up contacts, or was it some people saw you emceeing one set?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, most of my jobs I got is from this way. Yeah. Every time when I'm on the stage, I would just do my best, the very best, because you never know. You never know how many bosses are there sitting at the tables.
Right.
Or even when you're doing MC job just in the shopping mall, which is, you may say that, it's a very small scale.
Yes.
You never know whether there's some boss walking past by the stage, and they see your performance, just within that 1 minute or 30 seconds, they think, it's quite good. And then they would contact you, because it's really easy to contact a person now, just so many social media, just Facebook or whatever, inbox message, say, I saw your performance, I think you did really good. My company has an annual dinner 2 months later, can you help? And that's it. And in that dinner, there may be 100 bosses sitting around. Yeah, within that 100 opportunities, just 2 bosses found you, and then you can do.
So growing your network, really.
I think
so. It's always important to take any opportunity. Remember, an opportunity can always present itself, or a door can always open, I guess. Have another question. Billy from Japan, welcome. Who would make a suitable referee, do you think? So often the CVs, or generally the employers ask for referees. What do you think about this, Maggie?
Maybe I can use my example in my application letter to Hong Kong U for a master's degree.
Right, excellent. Yes,
I
please.
need 2 referees, and I spent some time to think who would be the most suitable one. I chose one, which is my friend, and he is a renowned boss of a tutorial college in Hong Kong.
Right.
And he just graduated from that course.
Excellent.
He's a fresh graduate of that master's degree course.
Right,
so
excellent.
For all the professors getting my application letter, they would say, this student, we just taught him 2 years, in these 2 years. So it's really impressive.
Right.
And I chose the second referee is and also a Hong Kong U graduate, and he is a doctor.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's about the qualification.
Right.
So
okay.
one is about qualification, another one is about the impression.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's a good balance, really. Get one from
Yeah,
both sides.
yeah.
All right. Thank you. Mohammed Sufian, I think it is. Forgive my pronunciation again. Mohammed, thank you for writing. We had. Mohammed asked, could you please share some insight on networking by giving your personal experience? I was saying in the MOOC that 20% of jobs are advertised, and I think you bear this out, Maggie, but 80% of jobs are obtained through networking. So I think the question, networking, do you have any personal experience? I think you've mentioned some. Any specific network, any advice you could, perhaps any general advice you can give about networking? People tend to talk about networking, or you must network and use this opportunity, but how do you actually go about networking?
Yeah, networking is really important, especially in my field. Yeah, you may say that, oh, I'm really capable, I'm really smart. Why? There are no opportunities. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but if you have more friends, yeah, and the friends, of course, you have to choose your friends.
Carefully.
Yeah, choose carefully your friends. Try to make friends with people who are more senior than you.
Right.
Yeah, this is my experience.
Right.
Yeah, people which is more senior than you have more experience to share with you, and also they have even greater network that they sometimes can introduce you some useful people, useful bosses.
Right.
Yeah, potential ones.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. I think this is really important.
Take an opportunity. I suppose we can talk briefly about social media here. How important do you think social media is in generally for your position and for getting a job? And are there any particular sites you would or would not recommend?
Social media is my daily routine of working on.
Right. So how much time do you spend every day online?
A lot.
Do you think?
A lot. Just like after this live session, I will be posting pictures on the social media. Yeah. It's really important to update every day for me.
Right.
Yeah. As long
sorry to interrupt. That's because of the nature of work you're involved in, or do you think that's generally true for everybody?
May not be everybody, but if you want to let people know you well, and keep their interest on you,
right,
you have to keep updating yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. If you just ignore it for a week, you'll find that people are not interested in updating
you.
you.
So even just a week sounds
Yeah.
quite a short time.
Yeah.
Even that's right.
Yeah, you need to keep updating them, letting them see, what you're doing.
And is that both professional and personal? I mean, you could say perhaps Facebook, for example, and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Do you use both of these websites?
I don't use LinkedIn because LinkedIn sounds to be more professional. Yeah, for more professional jobs.
Right,
Yeah. I use Instagram. Yeah, and WeChat because in the mainland China, WeChat is
very popular,
popular.
here. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So, right.
Yeah.
All right. Did you have another question? Did you get any jobs through networking?
Yeah, I got most of my jobs through networking.
Right, that's a very interesting point.
Networking is really important. Yeah, I would say the opportunities, there are some opportunities there in the pool, but as a potential boss or potential client, why would I choose you? There are so many, I would say maybe MCs.
Yes.
There's so many choices of female MCs.
And so competitive.
So competitive.
Right.
I don't think you're doing the best. No one can say I'm the best in that pool.
Right.
So why would I choose you? So for most of the reasons is because someone knows you, or my friend says that you did well.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe, or I know you personally. Yeah, so it's all about networking.
Right. Okay. And like you said, networking. Try and network with people a little bit senior to you as well. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think just time for one or two other questions, and one I would like to ask, if I may, Maggie. I've experienced this personally some time ago, and I know people who are confident, are very skilled, but they don't seem to have any success in getting jobs. What advice would you give them if they get a little bit disheartened?
But you mean they have the skills?
They have the skills, yes. They just don't seem to. Don't seem to get the lucky break, as they say. Yeah.
Then, if you have the skills and no opportunities, you may need to evaluate the reason why. Is it because of your CV is not writing properly, or because your interview performance is not up to the standard?
Yes.
Or maybe because of your appearance is not suitable, not eye-catching, or not letting your potential boss feel appropriate.
Yes.
Yeah, you first need to evaluate the reason why. Yeah, being confident is really important, but sometimes you need to stand one step backward and look at yourself. Why is it like this? I have the skills. Why no opportunities? And then maybe you have to broaden your network, with the people.
So through
more
social media,
senior.
for example, or taking opportunities if
Yeah.
you're meeting other people.
Yeah, because you have the skills. You need to let the people know that I have the skills and I'm really suitable to be your employees. Yeah, you have to let people know. But how would be the ways of letting people know? You have to really think about it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. And do you have any plans for the future that you can reveal today? What are your plans that you'd like to share with people watching the session?
I would have my second song, this year.
Oh,
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. I've got the melody from a Korean pop song,
Right.
and I'm now writing the lyrics.
Yes.
Yeah, and I hopefully may have another chance to do some more TV host jobs.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah. But I probably won't go back to the DJ field at this moment.
Right.
Because I really enjoy my time in front of the camera.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I just want to have more opportunities to let people know that I can do it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Selling yourself again, you see.
Yeah.
So. And if you had to choose between the DJing and the singing, which do you prefer?
If at this moment I would choose singing.
Oh, right. Why?
Yeah,
Why
because
sing-
I've been a DJ for 10 years already.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I've learned a lot from that. I grow up in this atmosphere. Yeah, I love it. I love it. But I wanted to try something new because,
Right.
as I always mentioned in this hour, I think trying is really important, especially when you think that you're still young. You think.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, time has beaten us. I'd like to talk for a lot more, but thank you so much. That's all the questions we have time for today. But thank you for joining us. And Maggie, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
being
James.
here to share your valuable experience and advice with us.
Thank
I think
you
every
so
time It's
much.
been a great opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just before we finish, remember English at Work in Asia Job Interviews Part 2 starts this Monday. Sign up with the link below if you haven't already, please. Also, join us again next week for another live session. This time it will be with Miss Lauren Gilbert. She's a consultant from LinkedIn. So post your questions on the forum for Lauren today. Thank you very much. See you next week, same day, same time. Bye from us, all of us here in Hong Kong. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.